The U.S. Department of Defense recently opened its archives, revealing decades of classified military encounters with unidentified objects. The release comprises over 160 files, detailing more than 400 incidents worldwide. For the first time, the public can access these documents through a dedicated government portal without a security clearance. This declassification initiative is managed by an interagency system known as PURSUE, the Presidential Unsealings and Reporting System for UAP encounters. Public analysis of the database has largely focused on the historical accounts and high-profile sightings buried within the older files. This includes debriefings from early lunar missions, where astronauts like Buzz Aldrin reported seeing little flashes and unidentified light sources on flights to the moon. While these historical accounts have drawn the most headlines, the database also contains recent unresolved reports from the last 2 years. One specific report from September 2023 details an FBI FaceTime interview with a military drone operator. This 2023 file documents an object penetrating the perimeter of a restricted U.S. military test site. The incident took place at a classified government testing facility, where a trained drone operator and his team were stationed. The government heavily redacted the report, citing the need to protect the identity of the witnesses and the specific location of sensitive military facilities. According to the testimony, the team observed a bright light appear over the horizon, maintaining a steady altitude of 5,000 feet. The operator provided a clear scale for the object, stating it was smaller than a commercial Boeing 737. However, he clarified the object was much larger than a standard drone, estimating its length was roughly equivalent to 1 or 2 Black Hawk helicopters. These measurements describe a massive, structured craft operating within a highly sensitive military location. The morphology of the object was anomalous. It was described as a metallic, gray, linear structure with no visible wings and no detectable exhaust ports. On its eastern side, the craft emitted a white light so intense that ground observers could see distinct internal bands within the glow. While remaining at 5,000 feet, the craft began a deliberate lateral movement, traveling east to west. After 5 to 10 seconds of this lateral movement, the object vanished. The weather conditions at the time were entirely clear, leaving no clouds or atmospheric phenomena for an object of that size to hide behind. Despite their training and the high visibility, the ground team could not reacquire the object once it disappeared. An object the size of 2 military helicopters executed a maneuver that defies conventional flight characteristics, disappearing from view in seconds. While the Pentagon frames the PURSUE database as an exercise in transparency, the release is accompanied by a specific procedural disclaimer. The Defense Department explicitly noted that many of these reports, including the 2023 intrusion, have not yet been analyzed to resolve the anomalies they contain. In response to these findings, a review has been directed for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other agency officials to investigate the documents related to these encounters. Some historical cases in the files were resolved decades ago. A 1948 sighting over the Netherlands, for instance, was later identified by intelligence officials as a propelled jet using rocket assists. The 2023 report offers no such resolution. It stands as a documented account of a craft entering restricted airspace without authorization. These declassified files prove that a technologically superior entity breached our most secure airspace, and the government is still working to understand what it was.